Yo guys, this is your artist Tolg, and today I'm back with a special drawing tutorial. Today I will show you in depth how to draw the male body anatomy. I'm sure this video will help a lot of you guys, so let's get right into it. Now grab a pencil and a paper sheet so we can start. The most important and easiest way to get started is to draw the very rough shape of the human body. We all know how the human body, and for this drawing, how the male body is constructed. Therefore we will draw the very rough shape of the full body male character, so afterwards we will have a much easier time to draw the details and the proportions. I will draw a front pose today, as this video is made mostly for beginners, and I think drawing the character from the front is the easiest. The next step is to get a bit more detailed. As I said, I will draw a male figure, and if you know my channel, you know that I draw in anime style and most of the time in Dragon Ball Z style, and that's what I will do today as well. So right now, we will just figure out the shape of the muscles, getting everything symmetrical and equal. We will start with the shoulder and chest area. A simple guide for this area is that the chest and the shoulders are pretty much on the same level. Using two guidelines for this to make it easier for us, and then we can get the shape of the shoulders and chest right. The shoulders kinda have a triangle-like shape. The chest will be a bit edgy, and to get the character 100% symmetrical, we will halve him so both sides are perfectly equal. And what I like to do is to erase all the unnecessary pencil lines so the sketch is as clean as possible, and also for you to follow me easier. I want the sketch to be clean so nothing can distract you or make you unsure. So as you can see, I'm not drawing fully detailed. That will be the next step. We're still figuring out the shape of the muscles. The muscles will not be fully round but also not edgy. It's something between. As for the abdominal area, the waist will be pretty thin, so the character has a V-taper-like physique, which will make him look very athletic. The V-taper-like shape means that the upper body, so the back, shoulders, traps and chest, are wide, and the waist compared to that is narrower. And therefore I drew a triangle-like shape in the beginning of the rough shape to resemble that. As for the abs, I like to draw them from the edgy chest part with two simple lines, which I'm drawing like this. From there, we can draw the shape of the 8-pack, but as I said, we will draw them detailed in the next step. Now to the arms. The bicep starts where the chest ends and where the shoulders begin, if that makes sense. The top of the bicep will be the same size as the length of the shoulder. I know, I explained that kinda weird, but I'm sure you know what I mean, especially when you see me drawing it like that right here. And from the front, we can see the triceps very little, and the forearms will be a bit longer than the upper arm, and towards the end, the lower arm is getting thinner. The upper part of the lower arm is still quite muscular, and right now you can use the ruler again to check if the biceps are the same size and if the overall arms are the same length. If yes, you did a great job. If not, just adjust that. The hands will be shaped into a fist and the thumb is facing to us. Therefore you can draw a small square so we can draw the rough shape of the fist way easier. But we will not focus on the fist right now, just draw the rough shape and we will come to that later. Explaining to draw hands is a whole mystery on its own, so if you want to see an extra tutorial on that, let me know in the comments below. The legs consist of 4 parts: the thighs, which are the strongest human muscle, the knee, the lower leg and the feet. We will separate the leg in these 4 parts and improve the shape of the leg to get a better idea of the leg's construction. We will also use a ruler again to check if everything is the same size and on the same level. If yes, we can bring the muscles in better shape. So drawing the legs are kinda the same as drawing the arms, but the proportions are different. The muscles on the thighs we will separate in 3 parts, and as for the knee, we will give it an egg-like shape first. For the lower leg, we will use a diamond-like shape, which where towards the feet, the leg gets thinner, same as for the lower arm. As for the feet, we will draw a spiky and longer shape, as we will give it the final details later on, but as he will wear shoes anyways, I think the feet are kinda uninteresting. Alright, and there we have the full body, more detailed muscular male character. I think it looks pretty cool already. The proportions and the shape of the muscles are great, and from here it's pretty easy to continue. But first, I finally want to give this guy a face. I will give it a Dragon Ball Z-like face structure, but you can make him look like any character you want. And explaining to draw faces is also worth an entire video, and thank God I already did that. You can check out my tutorial on drawing faces with different expressions and from different angles. I'm sure it will help you. Alright, way better, and now we can get to the final details. I'm starting with giving the neck and traps area the definition. When the character is more muscular, obviously the neck gets thicker and also higher. Looks great, and now continuing with the shoulder and chest area, and from here it's really pretty easy. I'm adding some lines to the shoulders and chest to increase the definition of the muscles, and I'm also improving the shape of the muscles. I'm improving the round and edgy parts of the muscles, and I want the muscles to look full. When we draw muscular characters, we have to pay attention that the muscles still are in a decent shape and are very defined. Otherwise the muscles would be out of proportion and just would look bad. As for the arms, we will also draw the muscles of the arms very defined and full. On the upper arm, we have the bicep and tricep, and from the front, we can see the bicep way more. We will also give the muscles on the forearms a lot of definition as well. And I always like to add some veins to the biceps to make the character look even more shredded. And as for the fist, we can get a little deeper in detail here. From this perspective, we can only see the bended thumb and the bended index finger, also both of the knuckles. That's pretty much it. Watch how I draw the shape of this and try to apply it on your part, and if you want a tutorial specifically on hands, let me know that in the comments below. Alright, one arm done and it looks amazing. We will now do the same thing on the other side, just mirrored. As you can see, I'm using the ruler to check if the proportions are correct and to draw everything symmetrical and equal. And as you can see, the ruler is very helpful as some parts of the arms are not on the same level. But with the ruler, I can make some guidelines which will help me to draw the muscles in the same size and on the same level. And we will draw the abs very defined and also give this guy some obliques, so side abs. The abs we will not just draw with straight lines, that would be very amateur-like. We already drew the perfect shape, now we are just drawing each muscle more detailed, so we have an easy time inking it. Usually I draw my characters much more muscular than this, but I think for a tutorial, a more athletic and shredded type fits more. If you want to learn how to draw even more buff characters, let me know in the comments below. Alright, the upper part looks perfect now, and to finish up the sketch, we will draw the lower body with final details. As for the pelvis, I will give this guy some shorts, so we don't have to worry about that part. Still, we will give the pelvis all the definition it has, like the part in the middle and the beginning of the legs. The legs already have a pretty good shape. We will now just improve the muscles, give it more definition, and draw them as accurate as possible. The thighs have big muscles and are also very defined. The knees will be kinda edgy and kinda will have the same shape as the shoulders. Well, kinda. The lower leg also has lots of individual and defined muscles, and we can see the calves only from the side. And as I said, we will give the feet some shoes so we don't have to draw the toes. Alright guys, one leg done and it looks amazing. Now same process as for the arms, use a ruler to check the proportions and the symmetry. You know how it goes, so let's finish the sketch. Alright guys, there we have the final sketch. From this simple stick figure, we created this perfect and defined full body male character. If you didn't get this right the first time, don't worry guys. Use as many references you need to accomplish your goals. Even pro artists use references to get better all the time, so why not you? And that was by far the toughest part, but we did it. I will also show you now how to shade the muscles so they look realistic and 3D like and popping out and much more. But first we gotta ink this. The inking is very simple. We are just tracing all the lines and therefore we made the sketch as accurate as possible so we can really just trace it without thinking of any adjustments or improvements. Alright guys, looks even better now and I can't wait to give the muscles the shading. While I'm coloring the head, we can talk about the process of the coloring. As for the materials, I'm using alcohol markers, but you can use any type of coloring materials you want. And when you're about to add the shades to your drawing, first you have to decide from where the light is shining on the character. So when the light is shining from the left, the shades will appear on the right side of the character, and when the light is shining from the right, obviously the shades will appear on the left side. And when the light is shining from the front, you can add the shades on the left and right side of the character, so the middle part can be bright or the other way around, both work. And today the light will shine from the left, so the shades will appear on the right side. And to make the skin pop out, we will use 5 different skin colors, including the white parts. That means we will leave some white parts on the left side of each muscle where the light is shining on, and then we will use the brightest skin color for the base. And then we will use the first color tone for the shades, and here I like to use a way darker or stronger tone compared to the base. This way the shade will be very heavy, and that way the skin will be way more eye-catchy. And to give the skin more definition, we will use another way darker skin tone. And this one I like to use very close to the muscle definition, wrinkles of the clothes, face features, and something of that nature. And as you can see, the skin already looks amazing, but that's not it. Now, for the final touch, I'm using a darker brown color tone to give the skin even more definition. I'm using this one also on the lines of the muscle definition, etc. It's a small touch, but it's very important for the overall looks. And as the light is shining from the left, The left side of the character will have the white parts and less shades, which means on the right side of the character we will not leave any white parts and therefore we will add much more shades. That way the shading will look very natural and the skin will pop out. The skin will be very eye-catchy as we are using 5 different color tones, which also gives the skin a lot of definition. And if you have no idea where to place the shades, there is a very simple and helpful rule. Use a definition of the muscles, wrinkles of the clothes, face features, and also keep in mind from where the light is shining. If you use this as orientation, you will do nothing wrong. And with that, I pretty much said everything there is about to know about the coloring part as well. It's not very complicated, guys, so don't be a perfectionist. And the most important thing is to have fun, and over time you will improve. Now let me finish the coloring and then we can take a look at the final result together. So guys, there we have it. This was a tough tutorial to create, so much work, but I'm happy that I finally made a video like this, as I'm sure that it was very helpful to a lot of you. And I'm really happy with how the drawing turned out as well. The proportions are great, everything is very symmetrical and equal, the muscles look great and the shading makes the skin pop out. So guys, I hope you guys learned something about drawing proportions correctly, about the shape of the muscles, the male anatomy and the coloring. If yes, make sure to like the video to show me your support and subscribe to my channel if you are new. Again, check out my drawing tutorial for faces and comment below for which parts you want to see tutorials next, and that's it. Thank you guys for watching and I'll see you on the next